Good morning, everybody. We are in the garden, and let me show you my chicken's freaked out. Let me show you my top lessons that I've learned this year as a new gardener, because I want to pass them on to you because maybe you don't know. Okay, have you guys tried the string method for tomatoes? So I have it attached here at the bottom. You want to attach it at the root somewhere, and then the string goes all the way up. And so then what I do is I just kind of gently wrap my tomato around it as it gets bigger. And as it grows up, it's going to grow up. There are two types of tomatoes. There's determinate and indeterminate. Determinate means there is a determined size, determined amount of fruit that tomato plant will grow. So it won't go any bigger. I am trying a new method where I don't prune my determinate tomatoes. Indeterminate means it will grow and grow and grow as long as the season lasts. Let me show you one of my indeterminate tomatoes. Hey guys, this is one of my indeterminate tomatoes, and it is officially taller than I am, and it will keep going. And so what I do is I've put this on my trellis so that it could go up really high, and then I just attach it with twine or tape or whatever to the cattle panel. I would say about 75% of my tomatoes are indeterminate. So this is why I have staked them up. Now when you get over to this guy is huge. And it is taller than my tobacco stick. So I am trying to come up with an idea of running a line from there all the way over to the trellis and then attaching them to the tobacco stick so they can keep growing up. These here are a determinate tomato. These are like Amish paste. And so these are only going to grow so big. And so as you can see right here, here's my main stem. Here's a branch, and this is a sucker. So what a sucker is, it's a brand new plant that is wanting to grow, and it takes energy to produce that. So normally on an indeterminate tomato, I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that so that the energy of the plant can go into producing fruit. But because a determinate only goes so big, I'm trying a way this year where I don't clip those and see how much fruit I get. Another thing I'm learning this year is pruning. Pruning. So I topped my pepper plants is one way. So let me see if I have a pepper plant that can be topped. I don't yet. But basically, let me show you on this little bell pepper plant I have what we would do. Okay, so here is a little bell pepper plant. And as this little bit grows up more, I am gonna pinch it off so that it leaves the bottom remaining 5 leaves. Now what that's gonna do is cause the plant to produce more. So by pruning our bell pepper plants, or all our pepper plants, it's gonna cause them to put more energy out to make more branches, more leaves, become more bushy. If you've ever seen a pepper plant that's really tall, really lean, it didn't get topped. So let me show you some of my plants that I topped. Here is a pepper plant that I topped, and see how beautiful and gorgeous and full it is. And look, I got some fruits growing. So this is a poblano ancho chili, and it is doing amazing. Let me show you another one. See, this one is all nice and bushy. It's just gonna produce more if you top it. One of my turkeys is bleeding, I think. Somebody is bleeding on her. I gotta check this out. Okay, so we checked the turkey out. I don't know why it's bleeding. It's from its tail feathers. I'm gonna guess that maybe one of the tail feathers was plucked by one of our guineas. Our guineas are, and they pull feathers, especially tail feathers, out of all the other birds. So they're on top of the pecking order. Let's just say that. So don't be shy with pruning some plants. They like it and they'll produce more from doing it. One of those is rhubarb, and I need to pull a couple of these leaves off. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, here's my rhubarb plant, and I have this dead leaf, and so we're just gonna kind of like push down and pull out. Now these have already kind of started to separate, so we're just gonna give those a good tug. Some of these are hard, but you know, you can get them. And then look, there's still more growth growing in. Okay, let's talk pruning squash and cucumbers. This is really important because they can get just really bushy and hard to see. Like, have you ever gone to the garden and you see a massive cucumber that probably should have been picked a couple days ago? Well, pruning some leaves back will help you see those. Plus, it allows the pollinators to get in and get you some more things pollinated so that you have a better yield. So what I like to do is start at the base of my squash, clip all the things around the base, and then kind of go through and thin it out as I see fit. Okay, so this is one that I just recently pruned, but it's getting big and it's kind of overshadowing other things. So one, I'm going to prune to give sunlight to other plants, and two, so they can get in. So I'm just going to come in here and find like this leaf right here, because it's really struggling to get up and get sunlight. And then I'm just going to kind of take a stock of what I got, and I'll probably prune this one. And it allows for airflow. Airflow is super important because you don't want all that moisture holding in so you don't get blight. This one is pretty good. I might trim this one. So as you can see, all my guys are starting to grow up. Especially this one, I love it. Zucchini, I don't know zucchini very well. I think zucchini just kind of remains as a bush. It doesn't vine up like this one is. Now, I am an idiot and did not mark any of these. So we're gonna have a lot of surprise items in this bed. You can see all my onions. My watermelon are growing. I know those two are watermelon. And then obviously I know which ones are tomatoes. But I think this guy could probably thinned a little bit. See, like this leaf here? I think I'm going to come down and prune it. Give some things some breathing room. But it's going to start flowering really soon. So I'm excited about that. Then I can figure out what kind of plant this is. Okay, here's something I learned recently. Some of you seasoned gardeners probably are like, well, duh, Brandy. But let me explain it for the newbie gardener out there that might not know. Plants have male parts and female parts. And I'll show you on my squash the difference between a male flower and a female flower. So male flowers are usually long and they have a big flower, and inside they have a single stamen. And see, we got a pollinator that just flew in. He's going to go in and rub around on that. And then females have a fruit attached to the flower. And so then they'll fly in here and pollinate it. But these were opened yesterday. And so once this gets pollinated, the flower will curl up and this will get bigger. All right, Sissy, let's go potty.
Yeah, that's a bumblebee.
Now, a trick for a better yield on your plants is to help your pollinators out and self-pollinate your squash. So what you can do is get a paintbrush and dip it in and around in the boy and get the pollen off, and then go into a girl flower and pollinate it. Or you can even just rip off the boy flower, gently peel the petals off, and then stick the boy part in the girl part, if you know anything about the birds and the bees. Okay, my last tip for you is to always check for not predators, but bad bugs. always, the more time you spend in the garden, the more you're going to see things happen or bugs pop in, and trying to know what is a good bug, what is a bad bug is hard sometimes. So every day I like to come in and just look under all my leaves. Now squash bugs are evil, okay? And if you see a squash bug, get rid of it. They're a giant armor looking bug, but they will lay their eggs underside a leaf. So if you see like a diamond pattern of little tiny dots, those are squash eggs. The best way is you can remove the leaf if you want, or you can go and get tape and just remove them off. Vine boring squash will lay one little egg on the base of your plant, and then that will crawl into your plant, turn into a larva, and destroy the whole plant. So always be looking for those. Let's go look on my potatoes, because I have had a new predator, or new pest is the right word, this year that I never had in Oregon because they didn't exist there. Here it is. This is called a Japanese beetle. It's like a scarab looking thing. See if I can get it better. But they will defoliage your plants. So as you can see here, they have ate away, and I'm still learning about these guys, but you can find them in droves on some days. In the evenings, they are a lot easier to find. Okay, here we go. We have a whole bunch of them right here. And you can see what they do is they take off all of the foliage off a plant. So they're not super harmful in small numbers, but if you got a whole mess of them on, they could do a lot of harm. So what I do is I have a jar of soapy water, and then I just take them off and drop them in. Now I saw this on a gardening page last night. A lady will put them in, crunch them up, like squish them into that water, and then spray it, put them in a spray bottle, spray them back over, because the pheromones of the dead bodies will deter them. I don't know if it works. I'm kind of curious to try it. Yeah, you're trying to get away. Ah! Now, if you're dealing with these like I am, I find that the best time is in the morning when they're still a little sluggish. They don't run off as easily as they do in the evening time. So, neem oil. Some people keep recommending neem oil. I tried. It didn't touch them. They have a hard exoskeleton. So it doesn't get to them unless it gets on the leaves and they digest the leaves, and then it can kill them. But I'm also reading that neem oil can kill bees. So I'm not sure if I'm crazy about using that. So I might try diatomaceous earth. That will get on their outside and dehydrate them and kill them. But these guys have grubs that grow in the ground. And then they come out and come and destroy your garden like that. So you got to get to them while there's still grubs in the ground. So I have to do more research. Let me know what works for you if you've ever had to deal with these Japanese beetles. Okay, last tip is plants like squash, cucumbers, anything that produces a lot of fruit and has a large mass to its body are heavy feeders. So that means you need to fertilize them often so that you have good healthy plants, good healthy fruit. So there are my tips for you as a new gardener, and hopefully you as a newbie gardener will learn something from that. And shoot me a message, comment below what you have, if you have any other questions, if you need some answers, and if I don't know, I will ask somebody who does. So have a great day, and remember to like, subscribe, follow us, share us, shout us from the rooftops. We're up to 50 subscribers, and I would love to get to more. Have a great day, and thank you for watching Raise them up homestead.